game number 2. Friday, Virginia and Boise State, ESPN2. Bet online number, some money on Virginia. Boise is 12.54 the total. Return game from 2015 when Boise spanked Virginia 56-14, even though that game was lined as a pick'em. The Boise defense was uncertain entering the season, starting 5 sophomores or freshmen and 15 of the 22 on the 2-deep, with either sophomore and freshman. They did a great job against New Mexico, although they caught a break as both quarterbacks were knocked out with concussions. They also was a pretty good job against Washington State, too, until all hell broke loose in the fourth quarter of that one. But they got some bad news as their first team all Mountain West defensive lineman and suspended for arrested for disturbing the peace over the weekend. That's a big blow there. A Boise statement. We're aware of the situation. We take this matter seriously. We will handle it appropriately and internally as we do with all conduct-related issues.
Yeah, so why is the money coming on Virginia? Here's Boise. They just lost their, a guy, David Mawa, the guy who was a finalist for the Outland Trophy and the Bronco Nagurski Trophy. We're talking about an elite defensive lineman for this squad, who is now, it's a significant off-field distraction. But it's about Rippon, the quarterback. Brett Rippon's been out. He's still in concussion protocol. He's returned to practice this week. The markets are thinking he's expected to play, but clearly some of this money is saying maybe not. He may end up sharing time with Montel Cozart at the quarterback position. But we got to talk about this Bronco defense because last year, for the season, Boise State only forced 8 turnovers. And you looked at that depth chart. I looked at that depth chart coming into the campaign and said, man, this is a young defense. It's a bunch of underclassmen. They didn't force turnovers last year. I'm not sold on Boise's D. How do you grade the Broncos defense so far? A++. They've been great in every game, and they've already forced 7 turnovers in 3 games after only forcing 8 in the entire 2016 campaign.
Benkert, the quarterback for Virginia, struggled against Indiana and then lit up Connecticut. Maybe just took advantage of a lousy team and program. 39-66 versus Indiana for 259. Then 30 of 40 for 455 against UConn. All-time Virginia record for yards in a single game and 7 completions of more than 20 yards. Head coach Bronco Mendenhall, I think he played with a chip on his shoulder. Indiana did have a strong performance against us. We also did not play our best game offensively, nor did Kurt. He never once looked for another reason or something else that he could not control. He owned the performance. He knew he could do better. So I think that was a catalyst. He said on a lot of the deep balls, it was a matter of holding it a little bit longer to see how the routes played out. I felt like I was rushing the throws against Indiana. It was frustrating. I felt like we had so much more out there that we didn't take advantage of, and that starts with me giving those guys chances on the deep balls. I was playing more aggressively, and I think my team needs that. Lead me to the guy that they can look to. I was surprised he took this job. He left BYU. What do you think of Virginia? Do you have an opinion on this one?
Well, it's interesting because look at what's happened to BYU since Mendenhall left. Maybe he realized this program is hanging on the precipice. I don't think Mendenhall was a fan of BYU deciding to go back to independent status in football. But here's a quarterback who showed us something last week. Now he's going up against a better defense than he's seen. Certainly a better defense so far this season than he's seen before. And, of course, for the Virginia side, we think of Mendenhall as a defensive guy. He was always a defensive guy. And he's going with this in a situation where it's only his second year on the job. Pretty much his recruits are in place now on defense. There are 6 sophomores or freshmen starting, and 15 of the 22 on the 2-deep defensively are freshmen or sophomores. This is a very, very young Virginia defense heading on the road for their first real road game. Mendenhall knows the settings. He played here many times, but not his team. I worry about Virginia's defense in this ballgame.
Hey guys, for the full video, go to sbrpicks.com.
Hey guys, thanks for tuning in to our channel. Now, we've put a lot of work into producing all these free videos, so please help us out and keep all our content free for you forever by simply liking, sharing, commenting, and subscribing. Now, not to mention, a visit to our industry-leading website will warm the hearts of all our SBR employees, especially myself. Now, the links are over there to the left, so do check those out. Thanks for watching.